working on your live stream. Your stream will start shortly. You can close this window. Testing your broadcast. I don't know what YouTube's doing, but they've got some new interface going on here that I have not seen before. I guess it's the Creators Studio is in beta right now. Okay, it says we're live. It says we're live, so we're gonna assume that we are indeed live. Trust but confirm. So let's just reload the page here. Make sure everything looks like it is good to go. Not getting anything up there. Let's try over here. I am, of course, a little bit hesitant just to trust that it's working when it looks like there might be some issues because of, you know, having assumed that we were live before and then turning out that we were, in fact, not live. Oh, I guess I can check my email because I always get a notification when our channel is live. Making sure that I'm not showing you my passwords or anything. Good. Got something from lithographs. Okay. My email says that we're live. So I will assume that we are indeed live. Awesome. So anyway, oops, that is my face. All right, that is ToME. Sweet. So welcome back anyway. Sorry for taking a second to get started there, but just wanted to make sure everything was up and running. Better than to, you know, learn that it wasn't 2 hours later. So, welcome everyone back to ToME. Here we are once again, and we're going to be jumping right back in. Oh, I should turn the sound back on because I had it off earlier. It's a little air coming down here. Is this still the... Yeah. Well, it seems to be working, so... yeah, so we I haven't played at all since our last... Oh, that wasn't supposed to happen. Since our last encounter, where we got up to, what, level 19, it looks like, on Eihlna the Doombring. Alright, audio options. Enable. Oh, let's, I had that turned way up earlier because I was listening to Follow Grubby's stream, and it was a little bit low. Okay, so let's see. What did we do last time? We finished off the Tier 1 dungeons, we failed an escort quest, and we could see it. The portal was right there, and then there was a huge room full of creatures that barreled down on us. And actually, I thought afterwards that there might have been a way for us to get her there. Because we have our movement infusion that makes us go faster, and we could have actually tried to get her into the portal by repeatedly, move around her, and then swap spots with her, and then do that over and over. I don't know if we could have gotten there fast enough doing that, but it's possible. We might have died doing that too, so there's also that. But anyway, so we failed a quest, but we got through the first dungeon of Tier 2, the lake, or the old forest. We made it to the Lake of Nur, to where the Shartul Fortress is sunk beneath the lake. This is a really cool part of the game. Hopefully we'll get there in this game. If not, you know, we'll get there sometime. But not every nightmare game can end in a win, unfortunately, in a game where death is permanent. Alright, and everything is random, too. So, we have the little Storm Over Dearth here, which I'm not going to deal with yet, because as I mentioned last time, I have lost 2 Doombringers to that quest, because it's just hard to repeatedly engage against things that are shooting you down very hard from a long ways away. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to check out the maze, which is generally the second of the Tier 2 dungeons that one will do. Yeah, the order here is actually in the order, it's the rough order of difficulty, and some classes have an easier time or harder time than others, but let's check this out. Hopefully this is the normal maze and not the alt maze, because the boss of the alt... Okay, good, thank you. I've gotten the alt maze almost every time lately, and the boss of that place is just abysmally difficult to beat with this class. Okay, so we've got the regular maze. True to its name, this place is rather maze-like, and one important thing about this is that if you mouse over the walls here, these don't have the diggable tag on them, so you can't dig through any of the walls here, and that can actually be really relevant a lot of the time, especially in harder difficulties, where some of your tactics might revolve around cleverly digging through walls to approach enemies more quickly, or to make escape routes, things like that. So this can actually be a pretty It's kind of a stealth difficult feature. Oh, I guess there was a rogue there that we couldn't see, but died to the explosion damage. Oh no, this is the alt. Oh, jeez. Okay, we might have to leave. I guess we can do most of this and then just stop before we get to the boss. That's probably a reasonable thing to do. Okay, let's hit our clairvoyance wand here and see what's going on. So we have a guy who's stealthing up here. Nothing else around here. Usually these little shadow moat-looking guys mean that there's someone else nearby, but it seems like they're on their own for right now. So you can tell that it's the alt versus the normal maze because of the this huge crack in the floor down here. That is a sure sign that we are an alt maze, and that instead of being filled with sort of general dungeon crawly, you know, rogues and thieves and stuff like that, that it's going to be filled with like existential horrors and the world's most crushing boss. Which actually, so it's a tough boss against lots of classes, but I've found that it's particularly tough against us, and the reason for that, or at least part of the reason for that, is that if you remember last time, we fought a random rare monster that was a brawler class. It was based on the brawler class, and ooh, we got a wand here. Let's see if that's useful. Wand of shielding. 300 damage, but it's not going to be worth having on our person, probably over something like this that lets us see around corners. And we've got a shielding in here that shields us for almost that much, I think. 185, okay, a lot less, but not worth it over the seeing around corners ability. Anyway. Ooh, another rare here. Okay, doesn't look like it's going to be too tough. So we fought that brawler last time that almost killed us. Like, I legitimately thought that we were completely dead. And we managed to sort of just like, ooh, speaking of being completely dead, that guy's hitting us really hard. And we just sort of managed to luck into a win against it. Okay, there we go. Let's heal ourselves back up a little. And part of the reason for that was that as a brawler, it had moves that would pin us, that would disarm us, and also that would silence us. And for a lot of classes, not all of those are terribly important. Like, there are some classes that pinning isn't too big of a deal because they have things that they can either use to get rid of the pinning, or just being stuck in place doesn't do too much to them. And then there are some classes where being disarmed doesn't matter, like if you're a mage class, whether or not you're disarmed is virtually irrelevant most of the time. And there are classes that being silenced doesn't matter because they don't have any spells. And silencing is specifically a spell-related thing. Like, it doesn't stop you from being able to do, like, two-handed weapon attack, generic two-handed weapon attack, or, like, rush, or things like that. However, if you look at our abilities that we have here, our attacks are, for the most part, let's see. Yeah, so if you see the, right above the description, is a spell. So this is a melee attack, but it's also a spell. Is a spell. Is a spell. Virtually everything that we have is a melee weapon attack that is also a spell and also short range. So every one of those conditions just totally wrecks us because we can't get close if we're pinned, and then we can't use our abilities if we are disarmed or silenced. And then, of course, if we're disarmed, we're punching things instead of attacking them with a weapon, which, as you might imagine, doesn't work as well. So anyway, this is always tough, and it's particularly difficult against just the peculiarities of our class. Okay, here is a Tier 2 Great Maul. So let's take a look at this thing. Also we got, okay, Bad Veneration Infusion. Dagger, Acidic Steel, Great Sword of Daylight. Those aren't great egos for us. I mean, extra damage versus the undead would be good for a couple dungeons, but I don't think we're going to be using that by that point. Okay, so where did that maul go? Battle Axe, Dagger. Oh, there we go. All right, it was a red one. Okay, so for starts, we're dealing an extra bunch of damage. We're also dealing 17 extra light damage. It does have the 17% versus undead as well. We can reduce the enemy's damage dealt on hit. We only die when reaching negative 20 life. We get limited poison immunity plus 4. Okay, this is a really good weapon. Also, we get some defenses after we teleport, which I don't think we have any teleports. All of our stuff is like running at someone fast, not actually teleporting up to them. But yeah, compared to this weapon, the one we just picked up is really fantastic. I will miss the damage on crit. That's really nice, but I don't think we need that. I think that this is going to be a lot better. I guess we do lose some resist all as well, which is unfortunate. I guess we can transmog this, definitely transmog this, just to get them out of our inventory so we don't have to deal with them. Our encumbrance isn't really an issue because we have so much strength, but let's see, gauntlets of dexterity, stabilizing helm, dexterity. Yeah, I don't want any of that stuff. Okay, so nice weapon upgrade. More creepy dungeon lore. Okay, so these shadows seem to be spawning, so let's take a peek around the corner. Yeah, we don't want to go around there right now. But I don't think, yeah, they're not going to come after us. So let's just go this way for the moment. We know there's a rogue somewhere around here, so we'll, yeah, try to bump into that guy. Cool. Okay, so now if this weren't an undiggable place, we could try to dig through here to attack those guys straight on. But as it is, we don't have that luxury. Okay, now this is a Drem, yeah, Dremling. So weird, corrupted horror creatures. One of the coolest things about the alt maze is just how creepy everything is here. I really love it. I hate how often I die here, but I love the flavor. Okay, since we know what's there, I'm actually going to engage with this so that we can get up to this guy and push everyone else. Oh, well, I was hoping we would push everyone else back, but I guess they all resisted the ability. But we have so much AoE damage that, you know, wasn't really an issue. Alright, got some molds. Did you pick up something there? Generic rough leather gloves. So yes, but really no. What's the life binding ego do? Healing mod, life regen, okay. Oh, constitution. Okay, what do we have here? Okay, Bandit Lord. Bandit Lords are really dangerous, and this is a random rare Bandit Lord, so I want to see what abilities you have. Oh, these are things that I don't have any idea what they do. Oh, this is a class I don't even have yet, I think. So yeah, we're just pretty much going in blind here from the looks of it. So I'm going to try to get rid of that guy before we engage with the next one. I'll get rid of that guy to get the cleave damage. Okay, yeah, looks like no problem. So we got an Elm Totem here. Reduce incoming crit damage is actually pretty nice, because getting one-shot in this game is one of the leading causes of death. This is not very good. That's okay, as I believe Mark Rosewater has said, one of the lead design guys at Magic the Gathering, and one of their chief communicators. You need to have bad, well, in that case, bad cards, in this case, bad items, because the bad things are what put the good things into context. And if everything is, you know, it's like The Incredibles, you know, if everything is good, then nothing is, because you have no baseline to compare it against. So yeah, bad items are great. Alright, so we have now cleared this level, and we can tell that because we're auto-exploring back to the stairs up. Why aren't we finding stairs down? Because there are no stairs down in this place. Oh, also we have these treasure chests here, which you can go up to them and open them. I'm not going to, because this place is so dangerous that we're very likely just to die, because often you'll open a chest and then some really tough creature will pop out of it and kill you. I don't know what they're doing inside the chest, but I've never asked. So instead of having stairs here, we just jump down to the next level. If I were power gaming it, I would keep this for confusion immunity for when that would be relevant, but also I'm not going to really remember when, like, what situations and dungeons we would want the confusion immunity in. Oh, well, that was nasty. Okay, so we got a Necromancer Rogue guy here, and now we're stunned and frozen. We got rid of the frozen, so that's a good start. Still stunned, though. But not taking much damage yet. Oh yeah, it's a necromancers have that only die when you reach negative X amount of health talent. That's why that guy wasn't going down. Alright. Brass Lantern, Red Hudolin. Ooh, 4 Dexterity, 6 Cunning, 2 Constitution, plus Life Regen, See Invisible, Light Radius, damage when hit. Okay, well, ours is kinda garbage, so I'm gonna put it on. Unfortunately, Dex and Cunning are not that good for us. They both do things, and Constitution is very good for virtually everyone. But yeah, could have been better with a better stat spread, but still a very good lantern compared to what we had. Oops, we got a rogue up there. Let's hit our wand again, see what's around the corner here. Okay, so this isn't too bad. Oh, that doesn't connect. Not sure if I mentioned this or not, but one thing that wands cannot do in this game is see into vaults. So, well, wands and literally everything else cannot see into vaults. Ooh, Spellblaze Shard, which is a cool, cool dagger, cool unique dagger. So those big spots where you have like tons of really tough enemies but really good loot, you can't just look into them from the outside. You have to actually like open them up to see what's there. Oh, there's a guy right there. Man, rogues in this game are so rough. Because even without the fact that they can deal a lot of damage really quickly, just the fact that you often don't know that they're there and then end up walking into situations that are much more dangerous than they appear is really, really rough. So yeah, what I believe I'm going to do here is clear out the first few... Ooh, ow. Oh, hi, Luna. Someone has come to join us. See if we can... Yeah, Luna? Do you want to say hi to the internet? Yeah? Oh, I think she just wants pets. I don't think she knows you're there. She really likes her cuddles. I forgot what I was saying because there's a cat. But okay, so we have confusion on. We have clear. Oh, this is from a gloom as well. All right. Well, in that case, this is going to be continuously reapplied. So I'm going to try to kill as many things as possible with that ability, and then I'm going to try to get my infusion on. Okay, and then I'm going to try to move back a little bit. Okay, we're good. As long as we don't get confused and wander back out into the hallway again, we should be able to funnel these guys through here and be more or less okay. Someone is being very demanding of the use of my left hand right now. Ooh. Heroism Infusion of the Warrior. I think we found better Heroism Infusions than this, and as I mentioned before, Heroism Infusions used to be really, really great, and now they're just a, pretty good, use it kind of once you've filled up the rest of your rune slots thing. But we have so many other things that we aren't right now, I don't think we're going to put that on. Otherwise, I might consider putting it on over... like if I felt we didn't need this movement infusion, maybe put it on over that, or over the shielding infusion. But we probably want the shielding infusion because of our ability that hits us for a bunch of damage, but also hits our opponent for even more damage. Ooh, we killed 1,000 creatures. Way to go, us. And that's just for this playthrough, not like all-time for this game on my account. Journal is getting bloodier and bloodier the further we go. That will be a common theme for the lore fragments in this game. We're about to hit level 19, or level 20, I mean. Yes, Luna, yes, you're very, very cute. Okay, nowhere left to explore. So this doesn't bring us back to the stairs because there are no stairs because we are jumping down holes. So the only way to get out of here is either to make it... No, actually, there isn't even an exit in the very bottom. You have to use the Rod of Recall to get out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish off this level. And then I'm going to Rod of Recall out because I think there are 5 levels to Alt Maze, but there may only be 4 and I don't want to find the boss. So... So yeah, I'm just going to clear out this one, and then we will peace out and go to the sandworm lair. I mean, hopefully, assuming we're still alive and everything at that point. Ooh, the skin of many. Oh, and then we will maybe try coming back here. So, the stitched together skins of many creatures, some eyes and mouths still decorate the robes, and some still live screaming in tortured agony. Have I mentioned that Eihlna is like the biggest crapsack world out there? I actually get a ton of extra life off of this, along with 6 armor, 12 defense, versus we have 9 armor, 0 defense. So this this light armor is actually much better stat-wise than our current armor. The problem with that is that we don't have any proficiency in light armor. So we're actually getting an outsized benefit from the armor we're wearing right now, whereas if we put that on, we would not be receiving those benefits that we're getting from our heavy armor mastery. And there are some classes that have light armor mastery, or some that have no armor masteries, in which case it would be very nice to get more benefit out of the one we just picked up. But in our case, probably better, I think, to keep what we have on. Plus, this way we're not wearing the still moaning faces of other beings, so that is a major plus. Okay, so we've got a rare ooze here of some sort. Alright, level 20. Sweet. Oh, and another rare. Okay, well, let's initiate with that because it deals so much damage. And then let's deal that because it does so much damage. And then, okay, cool, cool. So did we pick up anything we want to use? Nope, just some staves, daggers, and an iron mace. So we hit level 20, which is great. Oh, wow, we got... oh, because we're Cornax, so we get extra talent points at various levels. So we have a generic point. We can get our last inscription slot. We could unlock Fear Fire, or we could enhance the abilities of one of our current slots like this, making it from a 1.3 to 1.5 or 1.2 to 1.4. I'm pretty sure I'm just going to take this last inscription slot because, as I mentioned before, I'm not a huge fan of the Fear Fire tree. I know some people swear by fearscape shift, but I don't think we need it. And more inscriptions are always amazing, so I'm just going to go ahead and open that up. Generic point, we can, if we buff our strength a little bit, we can get another point in here, which is another big heap of damage reduction and stuff. Might be time to start investing in this tree in a little bit. Though I think for now, I want to put one more point into weapon mastery. Because one of the leading causes of death in this game is not being able to kill stuff fast enough. And that is a good way of being able to kill stuff faster. We need 2 more levels to unlock the Destroyer talent, where we just buff pretty much all of our best abilities. For now, I think it might be time to start investing more heavily into this talent. Although I want to see... yeah, this doesn't do a whole lot more. This goes from range 8 to 9 and then 9 to 10 when we put 2 more points into it. This one we've gotten most of what we want out of it already. This one is really good, but I think it's something that we want to kind of finish off after we've gotten most of our main abilities. This gets 2 more range and more radius and a bunch more damage. This is just our biggest AoE. I'm going to go with this one actually, because and we have 3 points we can put in too. So we could just buff this a lot. Bring it from 100% or from 106 to 182% weapon damage, and also we get it to level 5. We only have 4 points in it, but because of the this effective talent level 5.2 from our 1.3 multiplier here, so we actually get the armor reduction and save reduction as well. So that's probably worth throwing those points into. Just because it's a ton of damage. Although it's a lot of stamina too, so we can't really use it more than once or twice in a fight. I think that I like it for now though, because it's just so much extra burst for us. So yeah, let's do that. And then with our last point, I think let's maybe put that into Constitution and continue working towards getting Thick Skin number 3. There are diminishing returns in Thick Skin, as you can see. It used to be 4%. And then, yeah, what it was like 4 and then 3.2, and now it's 2.8. But it's still amazing. Okay, so I was just noting, we now have another inscription slot. So what do we want? We can put any one of these in right now. Ooh, so mirror image rune might be fun. So we get a bunch of images of ourselves that taunt nearby enemies. I think I'm gonna try this out and see if I like it. And if I don't like it, we have other stuff we can put over it. So let's do that. Rune mirror image, and we'll stick it down here. And try to remember that we have it. Okay. White jelly. Cool. Oh, we could see this fox before we were actually around the corner, because we have telepathy for canines from that that item we picked up earlier. Where is it? The Rungoff's Fang, which this does its thing as long as it's in our inventory. 7 armor penetration, and we can telepathy with canines, meaning that we can just see them, even if we don't have line of sight to them. We'll be able to know that they're there and stuff like that. Ooh. So that's some stuff. So this is purple. So what purple actually means is green items have only tier 1 egos, so the worst egos. Blue items have at least one. We'll have one tier 2 ego, but not more than one. And then purple has 2. So it's not really like purple's egos are better than blue's. They're the same, but this just means that there are 2 of them on it. So, ooh. This will let us breathe in water, this thing we picked up here. So I'm going to move that to the inventory, because as I mentioned before, that is something that you really want to find before the end of the game. Or before, I guess, like halfway through this, this part of the game. Alright, so we got 3 cunning, 4 willpower. Ooh, those are not good stats for us. 12 mental save, 8 physical save. Okay, so none of these effects are good for us. It's lower fatigue, so we'll use fewer resources to do our things, and we will get more armor off of this. So I'm actually okay with that, because we're getting 4 armor, so after we take 5 hits, that's made up for the life that this gives us. So I'm just going to transmog this one, because that stuff is very heavy. I guess we can get... I'll leave those ones for now. I guess it was actually dangerous for me to do that while there were creatures around, because whenever you move around or equip an inventory item, it takes 1 turn. But there's just a couple of jellies. Gelatinous cubes in this game are not as scary as they can be in things like Dungeons & Dragons. Ooh, okay. Luminous Horror. So, fortunately, it doesn't look like this one has friends, because these often appear... Oh, yes, it does. Okay. So these guys have 100% fire resistance. We do a lot of fire damage. They're also just very strong generally. But I think I want to see... Okay, it resisted our pull. But I do want to see how we match up against them in this kind of more controlled environment, so that I know... if there's something that we just need to run away from every time we see them. And so far, it's looking okay here. Yeah, okay. This won't deal any fire damage, but it will let us engage. Gonna hit... Oh, actually, I haven't lost any life yet. Oh, and they heal themselves too. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Okay, so they're not really able to deal much damage to us, or at least these ones aren't. But we also have a really hard time dealing any damage to them. But, okay, able to wear them down. So if we can take these things... This is a good thing to do in this game, is to, if you can, kind of find out how your class does and how your build does against various of the stronger enemies out there. Oh, there's a letter to Weissman number 2. Or Weissman, I don't know how it's supposed to be pronounced. So if you can do that in a situation where you're less likely to just die if things don't go well, that's a great thing to do. Alright, let's pull this guy up here. Cool. Okay, so we're telepathying this guy right now. I'm going to hit our wand to see if there's anyone else as we go around the corner. There's not. Alright, sweet. So we'll just go straight up here. I'm not going to try to get rid of this stun because I want to save this in case... Save our get rid of stun ability in case we get hit by a worse effect in a little bit. We were not. Pick up Rain the Scum Panic. Whoa, plus 100 maximum life. This is a tier 1 mace, so it's garbage damage for us, but plus 100 max life is nothing to scoff at in a game where, as I have repeatedly mentioned, just getting 100 to 0 out of nowhere is not an uncommon occurrence. Seem to be pinned right now. There we go. Okay. Looks like we must have cleared off this level. Yep, okay. So we're going to recall out of here, and we will say hello later to the rest of this dungeon. Hey, what's Savage's Steel Ring do? 1 con, 10 stam, 12 spell save. Felt better than this. Let's throw it on. I'll keep this around for the lightning resist because there are parts of the game coming up not too long from now, in fact, where a lot of lightning resist is very helpful. Ooh, okay. So this thing we just put on, I'm going to keep because of the C invisible, which can be very useful in some places. This doesn't help with C stealth. Those are different things. That's why we're not seeing these robes. But this is a 3% resist all lantern, which is amazing for us. Wait, is this... Oh, that's Arcane Disrupting Forces. Okay, well, we're not putting that on because it will turn off all of our abilities, as well as some of our equipment. So never mind. Okay, this one we can get rid of. This one we can get rid of. This one we'll put back on. Yeah, that's right. The Zealot Ego is always... things with the Zealot Ego are always powered by Arcane Disrupting Forces. Oh! We just got the quest. I have a feeling we're not on Eihlna anymore. Somehow you did not recall out as usual, but instead ended up on a sadly familiar area. You are back in the fearscape, back and with a welcome committee. You must find a way to escape again. So I have never gotten this before, but this is something that happens after you hit level 16 with one of the with a character that starts out in the fearscape here. That's the demon world. You can randomly, when recalling, and the chance goes up the higher level you are, get pulled back here instead. Which I've heard is very tough, so we're probably dead, but I would love to see what it's like. And again, we're on Nightmare here, so we are on a... and increased difficulty. So doing this for the first time, and we can see here's... Can we actually, like... No, we can't. You don't see how to get there. Feels like a little bit of an understatement. Huh. I'm just going to be able to pull that guy through here, but I guess that's alright. I assume this will take us to that one down here. Yep, ooh, that was a cool effect. Oh, wow, that's a lot of guys. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this, what's it called? Detonating charge, and just try to push back and deal a lot of damage to the guys here. Okay, that worked really well. Okay. This note is spattered with the blood of the demon who was carrying it. Urgent. Operation to secure Eihlna failure. Primary defense force routed. Secondary team taking heavy casualties. All is lost. Highest priority is now containing Eihlna to prevent further damage. Blow all connectors, break platform off the continent, and dispel oxygenation wards befoot. The last O trails off, a line leading from it to where the page... the end of the page looks like the pen was rapidly jerked away. You must have interrupted the demon's writing. Oh, okay. So that was being written right now. That's cool. It's nice to know that they missed us so much and all that. Let's start our AoE chain going by taking out one of them. What are we looking at here? Oh, torture racks. Well, that's very nice. There are some lore dumps you can find in this game about the different demon races. And seriously, like, they're so heartbreaking to read. Because it's basically like... It's like a bunch of, like, species that it's like they're supposed to be farmers and, like, nice doggos and things like that. And they're, like, mutating themselves to be these creatures of, like, wanton destruction and torment to get revenge on Eihlna for what happened with all the Shirtul business. Alright, let's cleanse that stun. Oops, they put our... Oopsies, that was not what I meant to do. Put our AoE on cooldown, but we got it back one turn later because we were able to take the stun off. Okay, so far, hasn't been going too bad, knock on wood. You weren't on my wand when I hit it. Must have just been out of range. You're really getting to see how good having a item that lets you see around corners is. For being able to make safe decisions. Okay, so what does this do? Not really great for us, although 7 defense, 3 magic. We've got 31 life, 1 strength, 1... Okay, yeah, what we've got is probably better. Got another arcane disrupting weapon here. A lot of classes actually have to kind of decide if they want to go anti-magic or not. Obviously, we can't make that decision, but it is an interesting part of this game for a lot of classes. Okay, let's see what we got here. So, lore found, History of Melrock 1. First, we were created by our father, Urrock. Then, many years later, we were in the desert, struggling and fighting each other for the few meager scraps of usable farmland. We did not know anything between these times. Our cities, our culture, everything was wiped out by the dust storms. The storms hated us, toyed with us, subsided just long enough for us to raise armies and fight, then raged again the moment peace came. They wanted us to fight. They wanted us to struggle, suffer, die, leaving a few survivors to repopulate and repeat the process. Green, Onyx, Red, all brothers who should have been allies. We fought at first because we had to, then because we could, then because we knew it was the only thing that kept the storms entertained. Eventually, Urrock appeared and told us he had been sealed away, prevented from helping us by people who had been creating the dust storms. Their cities lay hidden among us, shrouded by powerful magic to remain invisible. With a touch, he wiped the storms clean and turned the desert into lush jungle, filled with food. The storms appeared again, weaker this time. Urrock grew furious and shattered the glass cities, reaching into one and pulling out a fistful of sadistic mages. He fed them to us. It was the best, largest feast any of us had eaten in millennia, and it was truly delicious. He did this to all the dust mages' cities, then declared that we would never have to fear the storms again. We celebrated and worshipped our returned god. Thanks to him, we knew where our next meal was coming from, and we had no reason to fight. All of our brethren dropped our weapons and hugged, forgiving each other for the assaults we knew we'd only done from fear. We loved each other, and we loved our god. Our father began to fret, however. We were supposed to have grown more as a species. Our squabbling in the desert had stunted our growth, left us behind the curve. He set up a series of competitions and tournaments in all fields of life, magic, combat, negotiation, on a planetary scale. We were used to fighting by now, and now that we knew it was actually accomplishing something, now that we were pleasing an altruistic god, we did not mind it one bit. Those who died did with smiles on their faces, knowing they contributed another data point to our father's plan. The weaker members of our many species willingly died off, and we all grew stronger, smarter, and happier as a result. Soon, we were grown enough to organize our own tournaments, and to apply the findings of our societies and our species. Father said he was pleased with us, and wanted us to determine our own destiny while he slept, recovering from all the work he'd just done. We continued to process self-improvement. We wanted Father to be proud of us when he woke up. Then the share tool came. Cool, so I've not gotten this lore yet. So this is nice. Ooh, okay. Shouldn't have auto-explored there. That was a mistake on my part. Oh, we're asleep. Oh, no, we're dazed. Sorry. Okay, this guy is kind of going down like a jump. That's nice. Okay, so War Axe, that would be a one-hander. Ooh, okay, so here we've got a golem, which is a servant of Loazro the Quasit. Aren't Quasits the things from Diablo 1? I think there's Quasits in that game. Okay, so this is an alchemist enemy. Alchemists have golems. We're going to try to pull this golem up to... oh, jeez, that thing whomped us. Okay, well, let's try to kill it as fast as possible. Alright, that went well. Now I'm going to run away. Get our cooldowns back. Get our stamina back. And stand... Oh, Luna has returned. What's this do? Spell critical chance, fire and blight damage. Okay, I don't want to be standing by that for this fight. Oh, it's just coming right after me. Okay. What do we have here? Targets engulfed in entropy, reducing the duration of new beneficial effects, increasing the duration of negative 37. Ooh, wow. This effect will fade in 2 turns if the source is not in line of sight. Ooh, okay, well, let's try to do that. What is it doing? Making void rifts. I don't even know what those are. Okay, so there's again. Let's try just pulling it up. Oh, I can't pull it up here. Okay, so let's... Can't do that either. Alright, well, let's pull it here now. And then I think there's nothing we can really do except for smash this guy as hard as we can repeatedly. And hope that that's enough. Indeed it is. Awesome. Oh, wow, we got a bunch of stuff there. Okay, so Mind Star, that was nothing for us. Zerichak the Grow Shaper. This is a sling. It's tier 3, so that's nice, but it does nothing for us. Kashmir Robe of Power, so that's all resistances and all damage, but it's a robe. Thaloran Dwarven Steel Helm of Knowledge. Cunning and Willpower. I think this is better than the really nice helm we have right now. Oh well. We killed the boss. That's what we were here to do. So let's, yes, Luna, you are very adorable, but Dad's doing something. Let's go through the portal. Oh, we got another Savage's Ring here. So this is 1 con 10 stamina. This is 3 con 19 stamina. Oops, that is a cape. You can see this one's better because while they have the same ego on them, this one is gold, so it's tier 3. The other one was tier 2, so the ego is worse. And I'm going to keep this Copper Ring of the Warrior instead of putting that other one on. Or putting the other one back on in that spot. I'm pretty sure it's better for us, right? Yeah, Magic, Willpower, Blindness... Oh, Blindness and Confusion Immunity are very good. You've seen how good Blindness is in this game, where you actually can't see in addition to having all your abilities miss and stuff like that. So having resistance to that is awesome. And it's just another one of the things that is, because of the way our class works, very good against us. Oh, that's right. I forgot to close my email after checking to make sure we were actually live on it. Alright, what do we have here? Okay, this is a Quasit squad leader. Is there anyone... There's no squad nearby, so that's good, I guess. What is it hitting? Is this pinning? Exposed. Reducing all saves and defense by 9. Okay. Oh, well, that was pretty easy. Oh, we've got another... Okay, so here's the next Quasit. with its golem. It doesn't look like I'm going to be able to... Maybe I can actually tunnel in and get a good angle to pick one of them off before the other one. That's probably going to be my best bet there. Oh, okay. History of Malrock 2. They arrived in enormous flying fortresses, bristling with weapons and overflowing with magic. They did not directly threaten us, but they met with our leaders and gave us what was either an offer or an ultimatum. Let them kill our father, or kill him ourselves, and be rewarded with technology and magic as grand as theirs. They were powerful, very powerful. Although their proposal was phrased as a generous offer, we could not help but notice that their fortress had positioned themselves over our armies and population centers, and none of their fortresses were unarmed. We did not think we could fight them. We considered waking Father for help, but we weren't sure he could fight them either. In desperation, we met and devised a plan. We would seal Urrock away, prevent him from waking up unless disturbed, and tell the Shertul what we had done. Father would not be hurt or injured by this. He simply wouldn't know what was going on. We did this, and came to the Shertul. They begrudgingly accepted our treacherous act as a pledge of loyalty to them, and came through with their end of the bargain, giving us knowledge and artifacts beyond our wildest dreams. They built powerful portals all over our planet, allowing us to travel through them not only within our world, but within every world the Shertul had visited before. We saw wonderful new worlds, met and traded with peaceful species from across the universe, enjoyed all kinds of new alien food, music, magic, and inventions, and generally could not have been happier with how things turned out, if not for the pangs of guilt we felt for betraying our father. The Shertul eventually stopped visiting us, but we kept trading with new people with the new people we met through the portal, and did not notice their absence. Then everything broke. Alright. Hopefully we get to the end of the story before we die. Although I think we all know how it ends, right? Like, for one, we got part of this from the starting zone. But also, like, they're being pretty heavy-handed with the foreshadowing. Which I will say, heavy-handed foreshadowing is one of my pet peeves in writing. Foreshadowing is fine, but maybe be a little more subtle with it sometimes. Let's take that stun off. What is this thing? A flame turret construct. Well, some blowing stuff at us, but doesn't seem to be doing much yet, so I guess we'll just kill it. That is how most sentences end in this game, so I guess I'll just kill it. Alright, what do we have in here? Okay, a bunch of, what are they called? Are those imps? Wretchlings, that's right. Imps are the ones that teleport around and have fire stuff. Okay, so it looks like that room is sealed off from this one, but just to be safe, I'm going to engage without moving. Although, yeah, they're probably going to start breathing stuff on me, and then I'll have to move. Okay, good. You can see the bunch of points we just put into our AoE ability there really paying off. Basically clearing the whole room at once with one ability. Ooh, okay. Let's get this guy to make sure it doesn't interfere when we're fighting the boss. So here's a demon statue where, oops, there's a demon statue. You can get some really cool lore off of reading these things, and then do you really want to touch that? And usually the answer is no, although sometimes you get cool things, sometimes you get bad things that give you tons of experience if you beat them, so sometimes you actually get like weird buffs, I think, if I remember rightly. And there are some quests that actually require you to touch a whole bunch of statues, or achievements, I guess, not quests. Where if you find the statues of all of the demon lords that are on or around Eihlna, you can get some cool unlocks and stuff. Alright, let's... Ooh, did over 600 damage in one attack. How much self-damage should we inflict off that, I wonder? Okay, so melee critical strike with reckless strike. Doesn't actually say, but I mean, I guess it couldn't have been more than 30% of our current health, so it couldn't have been more than 100 total. What is... Why are we... Getting dazed and stuff. Okay, whatever it was, it seems to have passed. Steel War X, Black Vengeance. That is an easier to pronounce name than most of these have been. What's in here? Looks like nothing. I'm going to go up here first. See if we can gain a level off of what's up here before we fight the boss. Looks like there is nothing. Okay, so I guess it's just boss time. So I think what I want to do is just go in through this door and try to kill that golem right away. And hope that we... Because, I mean, that golem took off half of our health in one hit. The last time we fought one. Actually, I guess we can do this. And try to get just one of them. Hit our shield. We can run away through the walls if we need to. Hopefully that'll be enough. Oh boy, okay. We just used our AoE and this guy summoned a bunch of guys. Alright, the golem is now on this side of us somehow. Okay, but we got the golem down. And this guy, okay, this guy's almost dead. Nice. What's this? Bone Giant. This guy's a really powerful necromancer. And of course has all of the don't die until minus X amount of life. Okay, there we go. Okay, got our level up. Hopefully we can beat this Bone Giant, which I think we should be okay with. We haven't fought any Bone Giants yet. They are pretty tough, but as a summoned one, it should be easier than most. Okay, good. Mace, staff, 2 robes, some studded leather. Ooh. So this is a random artifact. Orange means that it's an artifact like the predetermined things, like the robe of wearing a bunch of people's faces for some reason. This is a random artifact, which is just it sort of like procedurally generates one. So, a bunch of armor, 10% chance to reduce all saves and defense by 14 when we hit melee, so that's cool. 10 willpower, 5 magic. 5 magic is great, 10 willpower doesn't really do much for us, but that's fine. We regain mana each turn, which if we get any mana using abilities, that would actually be very helpful. 52 maximum mana, that doesn't do anything. We get some infravision, so we can see in the darkness, and plus 6% spell crit, which, as you saw, most of our abilities are spells, even though they're also weapon attacks. So we're definitely putting those on. Those are great. We can probably... Let's just transmog all these boots that we don't care about anymore. Hopefully there's nothing in here that I actually wanted. This doesn't have... It does not. Oh, that's there for the stats. So here we have 22 armor. That's a lot of armor. And also some mental saves, which are good. This has more mental save, actually. Actually, that's one less. The question is, do we want 9 armor more than we want willpower, cunning, and some physical save? I think we actually do. I think we actually do want that. Alright. What else did we find there? Anything relevant? Nope, just a staff. Okay, so we hit level 21. We're 1 level away from getting Destroyer now, which will be sweet. We can continue getting combat accuracy, and we have been missing with some attacks lately, so I'm going to get another level of that. Does this go up in spell power? Yes, it does. Only for applying the stun. Oops, that's the wrong thing. This one does not go up in spell power, so we won't get a better chance to affect people by putting more points into this. What's the one that... Oh, that's down here, right? Cauterized Spirit. That is actually a very good ability. Okay, I think I'm going to put this point into here. To smear, so this reduces the cooldown, it increases the damage smearing, and makes it hit over a larger range. So, if we've seen sometimes we've gotten hit really hard, and this will help us out more in those times. Probably want to put another point into Voracious Blades on them in the near future, but I think this is good for now. So I'm going to drop these points into here. Then we can get... Oh, we spent our generic talent point already. What do we put that into? Oh yeah, we put it into combat accuracy. the question is, I think I actually would rather put this point into thick skin right now. I put a few extra points into here because that way, if we are wearing something with Constitution bonus on it and we take it off, then we aren't messing up our talents. I'm not sure if that's actually the case or not, but I mean, extra Constitution is never a bad thing to take. So yeah, let's do that. I want to check out our healing mod now. It's C for that. This is under defense, right? Maybe not. I know I went through this last time, too. Okay, it must be general. Healing mod. 123.2. Why is our global speed? Oh, someone put a slowing effect on us. That would explain why. Okay. So, third level, I guess. Got a tier 3 mace here. 2 defense, 2 strength, 1 con. Wait, what's going on here? Wait. I guess we took our cloak off at some point. 3 will, 3 magic, and some spell crit. 2 strength, 1 con, 2 defense. Yeah, I think this one's actually better. What is something's going on with our yeah, the 5 spell crit chance on here is actually really good. Seems like something kind of weird's going on with our mouse detection or point detection here, but I don't think there's anything else in here that really looks like we want. I'm also going to make sure that this isn't okay, it does not have any arcane disrupting forces on it. That's good, because that would make it very bad for us. Having it in our inventory wouldn't do anything, but it would make it prohibitive to actually use it. Wow. Please die. Please. Please. There we go. Is this just unusually tough, or are we getting unlucky, or is this actually a... Did the enemies actually get much tougher on this level? I'm actually going to spend this turn to hit this and see what's coming. Okay, nothing too bad. Ratchetings can actually be really tough when you can't really set up a good position to fight them from because they spray all that acid everywhere. I guess it's hitting us for 0 damage, so... okay, 7, 0, 7, 4. So we're resisting some of it, I guess. That's what's happening. Alright, History of Melrock 3. Waves of terrible magic burst forth from the portals, which it's now clear were never intended to help us. They were a deadly trap, a ticking time bomb that would go off when the Share Tool wanted it to, and it went off with incredible force. Most of the worlds we had once visited were obliterated completely. Ours was not, but I can barely say we were spared. Our father's jungles turned to a cursed pyre instantly, burning with flames that could never be extinguished, and our planet cracked apart, whole continents flying into the void. What little land was left obviously couldn't be used for farming. Most of us died instantly, and survivors being those close enough to a skilled mage who could create enough oxygen to breathe and convert ambient magic into caloric energy for our bodies. Life for the survivors is endless torment, the burning ground constantly searing our feet, and all the beauty we once knew destroyed. Fortunately, this woke our father up. We confessed our treachery, but did not beg for forgiveness, as we knew what we had done was unforgivable. He disagreed, and to this day is using nearly every shred of his power to keep the shattered fragments of our planet together. We were not satisfied with this fate, our father suffering and exhausting himself for the sake of our mistakes. We begged him to give us a command, something we could do to help the situation, or at least make him happier about it. His command: end the Share Tool, end their creations, never let anything be hurt by Eihlna again. We have taken his word to heart. Our mages have devised new magic from old inspiration, alteration spells to make us warlike and brutal once more. But with our ascended minds and honed bodies, we shall be a force of destruction far greater than the dust storms ever were. Our green brethren underwent a process to make their skins drip with acid. Not to be outdone, our onyx brethren grew faster and stronger, with a birth rate high enough to overwhelm whatever Share Tool-made monsters lay on Eihlna. The red ones proclaimed they now existed only to destroy, and fused bits of the burnt earth to their hands, leaving them unable to do anything but sear Eihlna with its own fires. The finished results of these alterations have kept up residence on our largest drifting continent, the one drawing ever closer to Eihlna. Once the continent arrives, we shall take revenge on Eyal, not just for our own sakes, our planet ravaged by their treachery, with a pristine one waiting as our prize. Not just for our father's sake, condemned to an eternity of suffering for trusting his children too much, but for everyone's sake, the untold trillions of souls on planets less fortunate than ours, torn apart in a fiery instant. The Sharatul shall never hurt anyone again. We shall make sure of it by cleansing Eyal in blighted fire, and any survivors will be taken back to our planet and chained to the burning earth, kept alive so they can forever feel the flames they created consuming their flesh. Their eternal torture will not be justice, as they shall feel only a tiny portion of the suffering they inflicted. But it's a start. Alright, that one sounds pretty final, so this is hopefully the last level of this. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. This has got such a wonderfully short cooldown. How long does it last for? Is this 10 turns? Yep, 10 turns, and it has a 15-turn cooldown. That's great. Alright. So we've got a portal here. Oh, this is the portal to Eyal. So we can we just get back? Is it that easy? Also, what's this? Mural painting, apparently. Range 8. Okay. That's actually not too bad. And it looks like these are separate rooms anyways, so... You can actually get some very useful information just from the... just from when you telepathy things. You can see a little bit of their surroundings, which is really nice. Alright, let's actually charge that... Oh, well, let's teleport right in, I guess. But no problem. We've gotten pretty good at killing things. Almost there. I feel like I want to try to clear this whole place out before we go through that portal, because I just feel like something terrible will happen if we try to just, like, straight up walk through the portal. And never having been here before, I have, like... I have zero confidence that, yeah, that won't be the case. Whoa, okay. That's a good door not to have opened yet. I think we're just never going to go into this room. Oh, maybe we do have to kill this guy, because this is the actual boss. Oh god, that room is immensely... Jeez. 2,700 hit points. Fire and Blight Arcane Surge... Wait, Fire and Blight Arcane... I guess Arcane is the adjective. Fire and Blight Arcane surges randomly... Oh, I see. Fire and Blight Arcane surges randomly appear on this spider-like dark metallic skin. There are no definite... There's no definite head. There are no definite head, but a single huge mouth onto its body. That probably could have used a little bit of a proofread. Yeah, I'm going to do everything except for that room, and then I think I'm going to try to just leave, because even though I was just talking about how I'm not certain I won't just die if I just peace, I'm also pretty certain I'm just going to die if we fight that thing. So... / that whole room of things. I guess I could ask chat. Let's do that. So can I just walk through the... that room, or do I have to kill the boss? Another cool demon statue. Plaque is mostly covered in shifting shadows. You can only make out a little bit of the text. Not going to touch it. Not going to read the whole thing. No one has answered our question yet. It seems that we are all alone. I mean, clearly there's other people playing, but in terms of figuring out what we have to do. That was a thing. Okay, I'm gonna try going through this. Actually, there's a possibility that we don't get the achievement, so I'm going to excuse myself, not from the stream entirely, but from the game for a second here. Let's get the display capture on here. ToME 4 Anti-Ruin of Agony. Okay. So it looks like we can get back, but our unlock is contingent on us beating this guy. Which is kind of what I was afraid of. But it also looks like we don't actually have to beat it, we just have to watch it revive something. So there's a chance... There's a chance that we can get the unlock and still be okay even if we die. And also, we do have some good escapes. So, alright, let's YOLO it. I'm going to start by just pulling something over here. There we go. We did it! We did what we came here for. We can die happy now. Option unlocked. New class Corruptor, Demonologist. Demons in their invasion of Eihlna have abducted natives of the planet and mind-wiped them to serve as double agents. Trained in the use of the demon's own forces, they have created many dark cults to spread fear and terror. Some have managed to escape their programming and chose to follow their own desires instead. You've defeated countless demons, seen how their essence works, witnessed how to bind demons to your own purpose, and can now create new characters with the Demonologist class. Corruptor is the super class, and then Demonologist is the class within that. So Corruptors are spellcasters, ranged attackers using magic. Class features: you infect your foes with demonic seeds, bind demonic seeds to your equipment to enhance them, summon and control demons to do your bidding, and blend corrupted magic with martial shield training to protect yourself and ruin your foes. Corruptors use Vim to power their abilities. Vim is life force, well-being, so it does not generate. It can only be stolen from your foes. Cool. So we got a new class. God, this room is terrifying. I should have opened this door first so I could actually make it through here more quickly. If needed, it's going to take me a turn to open it now if I want to get through. Alright, so we are now asleep two different ways. We're fighting a solipsist here, which they have lots of sleep abilities. Not the boss actually, but the random rare who's standing here with it. But so far, things are going okay. Again, knock on wood. Okay, this is a 3-turn stun, so it's not really the worst. I'm gonna hit a regeneration infusion. I feel like I have to save my status curing just in case I get hit by something worse than this. I don't want to use too much stamina here either because for longer fights we definitely start running out of stamina. Okay, we're asleep again. And we're taking a lot of damage, so I'm going to hit our Wraith form, hit our movement infusion, and then just go straight through there. Some enemies are actually made to follow you, like they will just track you wherever you go. And it seems like these are some of them. But we've managed to get them split now, it looks like. Actually going to engage with... I guess not with that one. Oh yeah, let's try pulling it. Okay, great, okay. This is actually going okay so far, knock on wood. Alright, it's making some Dream-Forged guys. This is actually great, because I was thinking that if this character died, I would want to make a Solipsist, because they're so cool. So we're getting a sneak peek of what they do now. Does this take stamina? Yes, it does. Okay, well, this guy's taking so little damage, I think I have to deal with its summons a little bit here. Okay, it's healing itself, but we are landing a lot of damage on it. Okay, there we go. We get Alchemist Lamp Jet Cut. 10% to reduce damage when we hit. 52 maximum life, and yeah, what's the chance to 10% chance to reduce by 14%? That is a quite nice thing. I will actually hold on to this one, but I'll put this one on here. Okay, so here's the Eater of Souls again. Actually, I'm going to do this to see if anyone else is chasing us. We are still being chased by others as well. So that being the case, I am going to, once again, just go through the wall here and continue to regain stamina. And again, try to get into a defensible position. Okay, good. We got all of our resources back except for a little bit of Vim. We're no longer being followed directly. We should be seeing it by now, shouldn't we? They were right over here. Are they just wandering around randomly? Okay, there we go. Okay. Here. How do we want to do this? Oh, okay, it's actually coming after us now. Oh, I guess it could see us through there. Maybe. I don't know. Let's try to get rid of this thing. Wait. Okay, that's another bowman. Okay, so here's a squad leader, one of those guys. So that's the guy that I probably want to kill if possible. Because these guys are going to keep on being respawned. Okay, well that was easy. Okay, got that guy. Let's check out what's in there now. Okay, so we're down to 3 enemies in there. Ooh, alright, we're asleep again. But sleep duration, as generally happens in games like this, is reduced by damage that we take. Sleep again, and also the more you get slept, the more resistant to sleep you become, which is also very nice. Okay, so we're down to just that guy, but we've taken a fair amount of damage and we've used a lot of our resources, so I'm going to run again. Oh, there's also this guy over here. Wait. Oh, we're asleep. Oh, no. Oh, God. I tried to run away while I was asleep, and I couldn't move. And we are asleep again. Now we can regenerate. Now we have our movement infusion back. And we can peace out once again. So it seems like we could just leave if we wanted to. But, I mean, what is the fun of that? I know we did just run away from a dungeon earlier, but that was a dungeon that I've died to a ton, and this is a dungeon that I haven't died to at all. So, I mean, clearly these are not comparable situations. Alright, so let's shield. Of course, we get slept immediately. And let's just try to hit it as hard as we can, as often as we can, and hope that's enough. Oh, hey, we have this thing. Go dream me's. So we're not really dealing much damage here, but that is because our enemy is a solipsist, which, as you might infer from the name, never mind that part. Forget that I said as you might infer from the name, because it's not really easy to infer. It's a psionic class that kind of its thing is that it has a weak body, but it shields itself with its mind. So it actually takes damage to psi, which is its resource, along with health. Okay, there we go. You have destroyed Rogoth, the Eater of Souls, and made your escape possible. Okay, I guess we didn't have to kill that guy then. Flee! Don't mind if I do. Jaw of Rogoth. Rogoth's mouth happened to be about the same size as your waist. Interesting. Orbital base, battle plan, Doombringer. Engagement briefing on Eihlna. This slippery little Kornak has proven to be a thorn in our side so far. We've reinforced our wars to better protect against the sort of fluke meteor impact that enabled her escape, but the crystal she smashed on her way out prevented us from keeping track of her location directly. No matter. The brands and marks we've imbued on her will have nonetheless allowed us to monitor her magical energy signals affecting her, and our squires have noted that there appears to be a particular pattern that teleports her, possibly of Shertul origin. We sent out a signal to some of our own to intercept this and redirect it to our platform, where she will be safely secured, punished for her disobedience, then once again exposed to the Tablet of Enlightenment to regain her servitude. That said, given that she has increased dramatically in power since her escape, it is crucial that we keep proper tactics in mind. Having been exposed to our alteration magic, she is very formidable in direct melee combat, and in the event that we cannot procure proper warding against this magic before her arrival, she can cause significant damage if not properly handled. Under no circumstances should we let her run rampant in our back line. Furthermore, if we try to lure her into a narrow corridor, we will not be able to bring enough firepower to bear before she can break through our obstructions. Instead, use a small flanking squad backed up by a Molitor or whatever high-powered direct combatant we can get authorization to deploy, to force her into an open area where we'll have caster artillery protected by a front line of wretchlings backed by Quasits. We may lose the frontline soldiers, but in the time it takes her to smash her way through them, our spell should be able to reduce her to a flayed, quivering wreck. Above all else, remember, despite her brute strength, this is a pitiful, inferior Aeolite who lucked her way into obtaining some of our superior power. She does not know how to use it properly and does not have the countless years of experience with it that we do. We have numbers, familiarity, tactics, and the blessing of Uruk himself. Treat this like a drill. If we stay calm and focused, it is unlikely we will see any casualties. As they say, no plan survives contact with the enemy. Alright, we did it. We did it. This is not the portal to Eihlna, this is the portal to the previous level. Should probably look at this job. Ooh, so we've got a caustic great maul of protection here. This is tier 3, so it's a higher level than ours. On hit, projects up to 3 attacks, dealing 30% weapon damage to other random targets in range 7 as mind damage, once per turn. Damage on crit, 13 acid, 7 nature, in radius 2, plus it gives us armor penetration, which is great, and resistance penetration to acid and nature. Doesn't do anything for us. So we're effectively losing 60 life off of that, but nothing else about this is that relevant. That's 13 damage, so this is a little more damage on average. Plus we get the 3. Yeah, I'm throwing this thing on. That's a very cool weapon. Also, it looks very nice. And looks like that's it. Oh, so I'm going to turn my Oh, I forgot to check the job of Rogoth. Okay, let's make sure we get that out of there if we want it. Okay, this is also quite good. Let's just hold on to that for now. Okay, Arcane Forces, Belt, 4 Vim per kill, plus 3 maximum souls. We don't do souls, but spell crit chance can be used to deal darkness damage equal to 350% of your spell power to a target, and if it kills the target, restore 15% of maximum HP and all resources except Paradox and Equilibrium. Costs, so 24 turn cooldown. That's pretty sweet. I'll definitely give that a look and see how much damage that ends up being. Although the belt we were already wearing was also quite good. Ground is shaking. You feel a tremor in the ground for a few seconds, and it disappears. I'm gonna screenshot that because I don't remember what that means, but I guess we'll find out. Once bitten, twice shy, escaped the anteroom of agony. Okay, well, I think that's probably a pretty good place to call it. I guess we're 4% experience from getting another level. But we can do that next time, and I guess we'll figure out what the... So that message that we just got means that a new dungeon has opened up somewhere, but I don't remember what it is. It's one of the ones that doesn't always spawn. Okay, there we go. It's the volcanic caldera, which is really cool, because that is actually a solipsist-themed area, and we just beat some solipsists. So... But yeah, I think I'm going to call it there. We're not going to get more climactic than that for today, you know. So yeah, we next time we'll probably pick it up with the sandworm lair, and then circle back to do the rest of Alt Maze and hope that we survive that. But I'm feeling a little better about that now that we survived the anteroom and got our unlock, so that's great. Anyway, thank you so much for joining. Let us know what you think in the comments, what you'd like to see us cover, how you'd like to see us do things. And, you know, give it a like, thumbs up, subscribe if you liked it. But other than that, have a great night. You guys are all great. This has been Ben with the Tiger's Den, signing off for tonight. Bye-bye.